G'day and welcome to this Australian Open Life. We tell stories and our story is Grand Slam Tennis, coming to you live from the home of the Australian Open, live in Melbourne, live at Melbourne Park, and being based in Melbourne, produced by Wise Words Media. And today you are joining us for an audio style radio. You are joining us, let me get that right. You are joining us for an audio only radio style commentary. Coming to you live from Garden Square at Melbourne Park, home of the Australian Open, and welcome to this Australian Open Life, the podcast. And let's just get our bearings for the moment. You are looking northeast across Garden Square towards Tennis Australia headquarters, behind all those very well pruned trees. We are to the southwest is Margaret Court Arena. So in progress, no matches in progress today. That is a good point to start at. So the reason there's no matches in progress today is that, unlike previous years, the Friday immediately preceding the start of the Australian Open tournament, the qualifying round finals matches for both men and women were run and done yesterday, on Thursday, a day earlier. So we find ourselves with a ground pass ticket. Tomorrow's order of play has not been released as of midday Friday the 10th of January, so can't give you any details there. Not being able to bring you any coverage of any of the qualifying round finals matches for men and women this year. We're going to be doing a bit of we're going to be thinking on our feet, making it up as we go along, and we're going to be spending the rest of the day here until about 6 or 7 p.m. I've got a cheap ticket to the footy tonight. Melbourne Victory playing Western United, and that'll do me for the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to roam around the practice courts today, out on the western side of Melbourne Park. Because that's where most of the publicly accessible practice courts are. And we're going to finish off the day at Kia Arena, and we're going to listen in on some of the charity matches. There's two tonight. The second one starts at 7 p.m. tonight, Friday the 10th of January. Not too sure when the first one starts. So over the top of this, over the top of the podcast audio, once again, just letting you know if you're listening to the podcast, but you'll be watching on this Australian Open Live. If you're watching this footage, you'll know that we are on the southwest corner of Garden Square, looking northeast across to Tennis Australia HQ, which is hidden behind the fountain and the very well crafted and pruned how do you pronounce that word? And the trees there. So it's a lot shadier here than
this Australian Open Life. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Spotlight series. We're shining a spotlight on the rising Australian stars at the Australian Open 2025, the wildcards. And that's what we love at this Australian Open Life. We like seeing, keeping track of the players who are coming through. Coming to you live from the home of the Australian Open at Melbourne Park, produced by Wise Words Media. This Australian Open Life, we're based in Melbourne, Australia, bringing you the sights, sounds, summer of tennis and all things Melbourne, all things Australian Open 2025. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Do you know what's happening here? Why is the road blocked?
They're setting up the Australian Open, which qualifying is this week. So they're setting up the entrance. The tournament starts on Sunday, and they've got a lot of forklifts and heavy vehicles. They're moving really big equipment up and down. So every time they send a forklift down, they have to block a pathway. So for your safety, and as long as it takes for them to do what they've got to do, and then they'll open it back up again. And you can walk straight down to the tram, and you can catch the tram to Brisbane Station or back into the city.
So we're actually going to Australian Open. So do you know how long
Here you go.
Yeah. We'll just go down.
Yeah. Good luck. All the best. G'day, thanks for joining us at this Australian Open Live. Very pleased to have your company today.
Coming to you live from Garden Sweat. And I'm going to go through the practice schedule for Friday, the 10th of January 2024. So court 6 at 3 p.m, Marie Buzkova. Court 7 at 3 p.m, Jordan Thompson, followed by the returning Kei Nishikori, returning from a long-term injury. Court 10, 3 p.m, Alexander Vukic, Juncheng Shang. Court 11 at 3 p.m, Greet Minen. They're flipping over pretty fast. Court 14, 3 p.m, Roman Safulin. David Goffin is back. 3 p.m. on Court 15, Lulu Sun and Ziyu Wang. Indoor Court 4 at 3 p.m. Sai Zheng, Moyoka Uejima, the Japanese player. Marta Kostic on Outdoor Court 19 at 3 p.m. Kamila Rashimova. Court 22 at 3 p.m. is Konstantin Franson and Hendrik Jebens, and Olga Albert Court at 3 p.m. Alexandra Muller and Taro Daniel. I believe that's off-site in Albert Park. Albert 5 at 3 p.m. Solana Sierra and Georgia Padone. They're also practicing out at Scotch College. Scotch Court 2, 3 p.m. Solana Sierra and Georgia Padone. Petros Tsitsipas. Outdoor Court 21 at 3:30 p.m. Kia Arena, Ons Jabeur. Welcome back, Ons. 3 p.m. Casper Ruud at 4 p.m. on Court 6. Chloe Pasquet and Arena Camelia Bagoo from 4 p.m. on Court 7. Court 11 at 4 p.m. A couple of Chinese players. Cameron Norrie on Court 12 at 4 p.m. and Mariano Navone also on that court. Court 16, Yannick Hanfman. Court 17, Taylor Townsend. On Court 15, Magdalena Fretch. Outdoor Court 1 at 4 p.m, Christopher Eubanks and Louisa Churi, Jason Kubler. Also a practice court there, it's just flipped over. Indoor Court 3, Petra Houle and Jamie Fawless. Welcome back, Jamie, got through the qualifiers. Indoor Court 7, Outdoor Court 21 at 4 p.m, Amanda Anismova. The Thai player who got the wild card of the Asia Pacific playoffs, the Asia Pacific Championship playoffs, got one of the wild cards. He is practicing, got through his wild card playoffs, and I'll just see if there's any other names popping up before we finish off this particular segment. And that's now it's resetting the announcement board. So we're going to wrap up this segment now, and we will be back with more segments live from Melbourne Park in Melbourne, Australia, at the Australian Open 2025. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you soon. Bye for now. Hang on a second, did we say there's other information about ground passes? Yes, there is. We'll be picking and choosing some of our favourite upcoming matches with some of the lesser-known players. We like focusing on the wild cards and those outside the top 100. The qualifiers, those that get through, and we like following the lesser-known players and bringing a little bit of colour to the Australian Open for you. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and bye for now.